Boom! We are live. Hello, TV land. Hey, guys. We are back with another Friday installment of This Week at SecureIt. And talk about the new things going on. We got Stephen and Chris with me today.
That's why I'm getting fired this week.
Somebody's got their audio going.
Yeah.
Boom. Another episode of what can we do? For what reason can we let somebody go, right?
No, you're ahead of me right now. I haven't found the video yet.
There we go.
All right, so we're picking some people up. Hey guys, we're live again as always. SecureIt Live. Please, if you have questions, concerns, thoughts, topics, enter them, type them in. We will see them. I'm not sure that we stream onto YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I'm not sure LinkedIn comments come through because I had a friend of mine watching who said, "Hey man, I'm watching," and it didn't come through last week.
Let's check that out.
Yeah. So guys, I hope everybody's having a good week. We've got a lot happening this week at Secure, a lot of good stuff. I'm heading out to Minneapolis. I'm going to Minneapolis on Tuesday, and I'll be shooting I think 5 or 6 segments for Agents of Change, our TV show that we're producing that will be airing on starting in July, I believe, July
7th.
July 7th, Thursday, 8 o'clock. It's the Outdoor Network Sportsman's Channel, and that's going to be a TV show featuring people, products, and companies that are driving innovation and change. I'm not going to, as I say, spill candy in the lobby. I'm not going to tip my hat onto what we're doing, but I can tell you something. The stuff that we're shooting, there's some stuff coming down the pipe tech-wise, some simple things that make life so much easier in the outdoor area, hunting, transportation. Certainly, we're looking at optics. Also want to do a shout out to Sig Sauer and congratulate them. They won the machine gun contract. I think it's 4.6 or $6.4 billion contract. They've been working on that for quite a few years, and it's a big deal. So shout out to those guys because they're doing everything right. Who was I talking to this morning? I was on the phone. We were talking about SIG, and I made the comment. It seems like 10 years ago they were kind of like, or 15. They were like a boutique, expensive boutique handgun company. Before the contract, they're the largest gun manufacturer in the world. With this contract now, they're the force, and they're doing it right. They're investing in the right things. When you look at the dinosaur side of our industry, the Colts, I don't want to pick it on companies, but a lot of these companies, if you walk in the company, you realize all the equipment is 100 years old, and you wonder why they're not innovative, why they're not moving forward. Part of the idea behind the show, Agents of Change, is to get this industry moving forward. There is a lot of really cool tech, a lot of really cool things happening in the world that we're going to be sharing and hopefully moving everything forward.
Yeah, their new weapons look pretty awesome. It makes me kind of wish I was still in, so I'll get a chance to shoot the new machine gun and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have one, do we? We got to figure that one out.
Yeah, we don't have what is it, 6.8? Yeah.
Yeah. Now the military still will be using. They're still using the SAW and the 240 for I mean, they're going to be for a long time, won't they?
Yeah, I don't know if the plan included getting rid of the 240. I think it was just the plan to get rid of the M4 and the the SAW, and that's what it looked like from there. Because I know the Marine Corps was trying to move away from the SAW, but when I talked to the infantry guys, they said it was because of user error by the non-infantry guys that they couldn't get it to work right. But it can be temperamental. I was a SAW gunner for a long time, so
I thought they're pretty bulletproof, weren't they?
No, they if you don't take care of it can be pretty temperamental.
So is the weapon that they're producing, is it a weapon that is a dual role weapon? It can handle
2 different ones.
It is 2 different. Yeah. Okay. So there's suppression. There's
it's a rifleman version and an automatic rifleman version.
Okay.
Which I believe the automatic one, it looked like it was belt fed. I only saw a couple photos of it a few days ago though.
Cool beans. So guys, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to join in the conversation, type away and we will
we'll get to them.
We'll try to read them and answer them. I don't know. So Chris, what else is going on in your world?
Oh, we got a lot.
I know.
building a brand, disrupting an industry, making the misfits well known. Still working again. We're still taking people for our field agent program. If you're interested, I'll drop my email in. We've got a ton of people already lined up, so we're very excited about that. Just a lot going on. We're getting you out to Vegas in early May. Just got an email back from Chris over at Range 702. So they're very excited. The rest of this year leading into 2023 is all about execution. We can talk about it, but the next couple of months are going to be insane. So we're excited here. We've got the team. The marketing team is growing from 4 to probably 8. Working hand by hand with Ron, our good friend Ron, who we always love to give a shout out here. And just working with Steven over here, we're going to be doing a lot of cool product demos. Got a videographer coming on board, and we're going to do a lot. So very exciting times.
How does can you just go through the basics of, for people who don't know, what the Agents of Change program, what it really is?
Yeah. So the Agents of Change is actually the show. The field agent program, which will be an agent of change byproduct and SecureIt, is going to be where we're partnering with our customers. We're partnering with influencers, merchants, brands, anybody who is an enthusiast of our product, of the industry, that we'll give them all the tools. Very easy to use app on your mobile device, where just by sharing the message about SecureIt with your network on any of the social platforms or sending out emails to your groups, we will pay you any percentage of anything that gets sold, as long as people click on that link, or we'll give you merchandise. Got some really cool swag coming out in the second week of May. So really good opportunities to earn some money or to get some great SecureIt products. We are going to offer, a weekend with Steven. He'll come customize your gun room. He'll customize anything for you. He does like light housework. So any of those things, you can see him smiling. I know.
No windows though.
No windows.
I hate doing windows.
And he's not allowed to touch sharp objects. So that's the Agents of Change program. We're going to roll it out slowly in the month of May and June, and then we're going to go nationwide with it. So we're very excited. Olivia and the team, I've seen some of the initial stuff there. And then the other exciting thing, we've got our branding all set for the Agents of Change show. So we may throw that out there on next week's show.
Got it. That's the Agents of Change is going to be, I think it's going to be a game changer. The field agent program, the technology behind it, I still don't, I get where it goes, but it's, we're actually able to track the effectiveness or track the impact of our customers' interactions.
Yes.
So guys,
if I'm a user, if I'm an agent, I go in and we can set up challenges, share your safe, share this ad from SecureIt, share a discount code, tell your story, whatever you might want to do, you click a button. You want to put it on Facebook, you click that button. You want to put it on Instagram, you want to do a YouTube, you want to create your own content, we're going to have that ability too. It's all done from your phone. Very, very simple. And all of the tracking's in place so that if you send something out and someone buys $20,000 worth of stuff, $10,000 worth of stuff, you're getting paid. So we can do that. You can have some safes, free safes, or again, a weekend with Steven. I don't know what's more valuable. There may be some disclaimers. Our legal department will come back.
Please. It'd be interesting. I was thinking as you were talking about it, but if military armorers, if they could do it, but I don't think they can because there's rules against moonlighting and stuff like that. But God, that would be great if they could show their armories and, hey, this is what we've done for them in the military field.
Yeah. And, another big group, we have some really great friends in the firearm training industry. As they're focusing more and more on education, firearm safety, we want to enable them with content. We've got white papers, we'll have ebooks, video, all of that will be in their hands so they can share it with their classes. And then the FFL side. So the small firearms store owners, we're going to try to partner with them, and, they've got a good following, loyal following. So again, it's all about shaking up the industry and getting our message out there in unconventional ways.
That sounds pretty good. It's gonna be really cool. The guys, the other side of this is we're building a retreat. We're going to start out on the SecureIt Ranch. There's a point I'm not sure how long in this modern times it'll take to build, to get what we want built, but I see a future where we have field agents coming to the retreat for a weekend. We'll bring in a bunch of manufacturers and all these different products from Agents of Change. There'll be a chance to try some of the coolest, newest technologies, interact with some of the guys at some of the companies that we work with, kind of like an experience weekend. Hey, I got a question just came in from Roy. Will you ever bring back the TrueSafe? You weren't watching. Was it last week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. We already did. It's available. Is it on our site?
It will be next Tuesday, but it's on TrueSafe.
So it's
or,
on Safe and Vault.
Safe and Vault.
Okay, so here's the deal with the TrueSafe. Just if you want a TrueSafe, it is the TrueSafe. The challenge for us is it's too heavy for us to handle logistically. We don't move enough big heavy things like that to have the equipment or the freight rates to do it efficiently. So we've partnered with Safe and Vault. Where are they out of? They're out of.
Oh shoot!
They're out west.
I think California, but I think
They're not.
They're
They're like, are they Utah? I know or Montana. They're out that way, but they're national. So Safe and Vault has it on their website, and they handle all the logistics and all the they've got the programs in place, and they've got the network of people that can properly deliver that safe. So we're going to be featuring and doing a lot more with that. You're saying it goes live next
week.
Next week. So,
but you can go over to Safe and Vault right now. I'll drop a link in the chat.
So basically, we anticipated your question 2 weeks in advance of you asking it. That's how good we are. But no, it is it's a beast. It's a pretty cool product.
They have it on sale too. It's $45.99.
Is it? Oh, that's a chunk of money off. I think they include delivery.
Delivery's included.
And delivery of that safe can run. I mean, the actual cost to move that safe can push $600, $1,000 to get it.
Depending on the area, it could be more. Back when we were trying to, do the installs, I would hire local safe installers when they shipped. And, I found one in Atlanta, it was $500, but then we had a person down in New York City area, and holy cow, they weren't even in the city. They're just north of us, $1,000, I think. And it was crazy, that whole area. I probably called 10 different safe installers, and that's the best rate I could find for the customer.
Wow. It's a good way to lose some friends and hurt your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big I'm not a big fan of real heavy safes. I mean, we created the ultralight safe because that's what we like to do. I like lightweight, go fast, go light, and however, I will say that we did a demonstration video. It was a couple of years ago where I think it was a Liberty. I took a safe. I opened it. I opened the side of the safe up in 18 seconds and removed the rifle. We then in the same shot, we went and tried to cut open the TrueSafe. Absolutely destroyed the saw. The saw blade is designed for the concrete industry to cut drywall or to cut rebar up to 1/2 inch thick on job sites all day. And it cuts through gun safes like butter. The TrueSafe is filled with a concrete composite. So you hit the steel corner, the saw hits, the minute it hits that concrete, it kills the carbide blade. And if you try to take a cement blade, one of those blades, the steel kills that. So it's a yin yang thing. Given enough time, I can open that safe, but it's going to make a hell of a mess. It's going to be very loud. It's going to take me a long time. And I can cut open, Liberty safe, Canon safe in seconds. We can open our safes too. I mean, we're not saying ours are stronger. I want to be real upfront about that, but our safes allow you the option to store guns where it makes sense. Store them in areas where you don't put a gun safe next to a fireplace with your big stags on the wall and advertise, hey, here's my guns.
Speaking of advertising our guns, our safes, Tom, we're going to talk about the Fastbox today.
Fastbox today.
What is the Fastbox and why did we create this thing? It's beautiful.
It's the Fastbox was our first consumer product when we were a defense contractor only. It was Jake Scott, who was a retired Marine that worked for us, a young kid, I'd say. He came to us, he was at probably 22. And it was his idea, and it was intriguing, so we pursued it. It took us about 1.5 years to get it developed. And it's a small, modular, fast access handgun safe. It comes with hardware to mount under your bed. It also can go vertical. Under your bed, it's designed to hold an AR-15 or shotgun, but it can hold it with a small optic and with a magazine in the rifle, so the rifle's ready to roll. You've also got room for a couple of handguns. It comes with hardware to bolt to a bed frame where you can lag it to the floor. It's simple in the dark. You reach down, boom, 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 open it. I tell people, if you're mounting one under your bed for the first month, practice the lock every night in the dark, because you want to be able to do this by touch. If you're training with your firearm, you need to train to get access. So 30 days, every day, then once a week, you just go to bed, reach down, open it, close it. In the middle of the night, if all of a sudden a window smashes or somebody in your house, you're armed in seconds. It can also go vertical. In vertical, it'll hold 2 rifles. You could also fit a couple handguns above it.
Yeah, depending on how long your rifles are. We have the single pistol peg that we designed that so it would fit in there. Because you're limited because it's so narrow. So you can fit our AR mag holders, medium and small bins. The large bin will not fit in there, but the single pistol peg, you could definitely throw a few of those in there depending on your rifle length. And when you have them down under the bed, they have a pad in it. So both of them come with it. So when your pistols or rifles or whatever are in there, they're protected. They're not just on the steel. And for the 40, if you want to go over the mobile, those actually have a little bit nicer pad, and the straps come with it, so your rifle's not bouncing around if you drive like me.
Yeah, there's 2 versions. There's a Model 47 inches long, and there's a Model 40. The Model 40 was designed to go in the back of a cruiser, police cars. There was a epidemic of smash and grab when people realized how to break the light and pop the trunk on the old Crown Vics, and there was a way to open up the trunk in seconds, and nobody really realized it. And I'm not going to say what municipalities, but there were several that lost like 8 M4s in an hour, kind of a thing. And so we came out with the Model 40, and we sold that through law enforcement groups all over the country. Both of them work. Now, in the vertical, I use those in my home. If you got a small collection, again, instead of putting all your guns all in one place, 3 Fastboxes, one in your front hall closet. I put one in the kitchen pantry, one under your bed. You've got rifles dispersed in your home in a very simple, decentralized configuration, and you're going to have really fast access. Front hall closets, thieves never look there. Kitchens are avoided by thieves. They do not go into kitchens typically. Master bedroom, that's the number one place a thief is going, your bathroom, bedroom. So 1 rifle there when you're sleeping, or a handgun, no more than that. That kind of is the Fastbox. Yeah. It's our very first product.
I think it's a good product too for someone like me that, I only have 2 rifles.
Right.
And they were sitting on the top of my closet. I've got 3 little kids that are, very agile these days. And so, again, for me, low cost of entry, and it keeps my family safe. So I think that's another big draw that some people might have, as gun sales went up, they're not buying an arsenal. So this is a good alternative for the first time buyer, and even for the season, as you said, Tom, putting these throughout your house. If you've got an office, with everybody work at home now, the office is another good place where people are spending a lot of time. So
yeah, it's
nicely.
We've actually, the Fastboxes, it's interesting. We've done, I don't know how many U.S. embassies. I know in Baghdad, when that was going hot and heavy with the Marine Corps, when Obama came in the office, he wanted the security forces to not look so provocative. He did not want the Marines to carry rifles with them, which that made a few people a little nervous, and it ticked off some people. So we actually decked out the embassy, every single room with a Fastbox, and they had an M4 and a shotgun, pump shotgun, and some of them had multiples, but they basically configured the whole embassy so that the soldiers did not carry rifles, but they were never more than a couple of seconds from being able to arm themselves. With the success of that program, we've done, I don't know how many embassies we've done. It was, we did some work with Triple Canopy, and then there was another security group that was going in and doing those.
Yeah, that all started when I was kind of more out of customer service and wasn't really dealing with orders as much. So I'd hear about them once in a while, but I wasn't tracking it as much as our customer service and sales teams were.
Yeah, it took a long time before we shared anything with you. I don't know why.
I know. Well, I used to do almost everything now. Now you ask me to ship that engine for you, and I'm like, I don't know how. I got to go ask our logistics team now.
All right, guys. Yeah, well, we can hit on that one a little bit. So I got an engine shipping down to Florida. My 1956 Elmquist Sabre is almost done. I will shoot some video on it when it's done. It's one of America's first kit cars. It's a lot smaller than an AC Cobra. It's similar. The body style is similar. It's 10 years earlier, but it's got a little Ford V860, tiny little flathead V8. It's a 2-seater. It's tiny, and it's going to be just a badass little car when it's done. I've got a second one that we're putting a motorcycle motor in, and the plan is to go to Bonneville next year and go after Class J land speed record. That car will be sponsored by SecureIt and Agents of Change. And we've got Carpenter Racing for your motorcycle guys. We're getting 420 horsepower out of a Suzuki GSX 750 motor. It's got a monster turbo, a lot of tech on it, and the idea is to get that. It's got a quick change. I've got the transmission from the bike. So how many gears? 6-speed?
6-speed.
6-speed. So once I'm up the gear, once I'm on the flat and you're rolling, then I just start dialing up the boost until records fall or motors go pop. The record's nobody runs that class. It's a sports car with a 750cc or smaller engine. That's half the size of an old bug motor. They haven't made cars like that in 70 years. Yeah. So nobody runs the class. So I go 110. I set a record. We're banking on about 220 on the salt. So that'll be an adventure. We will try to do that live. I'm not sure out in Bonneville that we'll have the coverage to do it. We will have cameras in car, around car. We will shoot the crap out of that one. It'll be a fun event.
And one thing I'd like to bring up on the Fastbox is I've had customers. They ask me if we have lights on the keypad of the Agile or the Answer line because they want it in case there's a break-in and they need access to their firearms. And I've been trying to push them. I'm like, those are more designed to store multiple firearms, safely. It's not really the quick access. With the Fastbox, you have the 4-button. It's easier to do with one hand. You don't have to look at it. So if it's kind of, you need the right product for the right job. With the Fastbox, that's our quick access. The Agile and the Answer line, that's to put your hunting rifles in and your extra stuff, your gear, not so much for, oh crap, my window broke, I need to get something really quick. I mean, you can get in them, but the Fastbox, that's what it's for.
Interesting. Yeah, there's always a way, isn't there?
Well, we can't win with the keypads. We either get, hey, why is it lighting up? Because it's going to give me away in a tactical situation, or we get, why doesn't it light up? Because I need to be able to see the numbers in a tactical situation. So it's one of those things. We do one, half the people are mad. We do the other, half of the people are mad. So we're going to have to, Ron, you're going to have to come up with a keypad that they can turn on and off.
As long as you're pissing off somebody.
What we haven't mentioned Ron too much today.
Hope you wrote that solution.
No, Ron had great news for the whole company this morning.
Yeah,
we've got lights be en route to our warehouse shortly, and we'll have them in stock.
We should be coming out to everyone by the second week of May.
Yeah,
so those are going to be great. They're $27.99, 2 for $49.99, and then we're going to go bundled all the way up to 5 or 6. We know a lot of people have different uses. I'm going to use it all throughout my garage. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do. I've got a lot of cradle grid in the house. There's a shot we've got. My kids we're racing go-karts with go-karts, rifles, and a bunch of stuff. I want to do our kitchen pantry. I have an idea for the cooks out there. My wife is forbidding me from doing it. She doesn't get it. I can't explain it to her properly. But my idea is you deck out the wall of a pantry with the grid wall. You use the bins, and everybody stores spices alphabetically. But that's not how you use spices. And I always find it a pain in the ass. I can never find the one that I need. My thought is you got bins, and I've got, if I'm doing grilling, if I'm doing pork chops, I get my pork chop, all the stuff I use. If you're making chocolate chip cookies, you grab that bin. Most people have a handful of recipes they make all the time. So you have a bin that has all the stuff, all the spices, or all the things you need for that recipe. You take the whole bin, walk over to the table, you got everything you need. You're not dicking around with trying to dig through and find where the cinnamon is.
I dig it.
After you do this and get put in the doghouse, are you crashing on my futon in my family room?
No, she'll be so happy with the new modern way that she can cook that it's going to be unbelievable.
I'll make sure to have fresh sheets on it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. I'm doing my garage.
I love the idea.
Yeah, I got to do my garage. The rest of it, I've got some, but my shop is done. The man cave is done with grid. And the office here, obviously, we're decked up. There's a couple of comments about building gun walls. And do we have a like a gun wall week or a gun wall month coming up or something? I don't remember.
We sure do. As of now, Kevin, I know you're listening.
Oh, we got a new one?
Yeah, we're gonna have a new
Not
one.
too long ago.
Yeah. No, we're gonna get crazy. We got some things. This summer is gonna be a lot of activity. So we can do a gun wall special. I'm gonna need it on my new. Well, you know what, Tom? I'll keep you out of the doghouse. We'll take my outdoor kitchen down in Florida and we'll
Bing.
fit it.
We'll deck it out. That will be cool. We got a comment from Bruce here. By the way, you've converted me from cough, cough, tactical walls, cough, cough. Ha. That's funny. You know, they're good guys. It's tactical. They do it different. I think our product it's a different whole different animal. At least I give them credit for they had an idea that was different and they pursued it. The rest of the gun safe industry hasn't had a real idea since 1976. The last real idea came when they were watching Speed Racer, like first run,
Not the movie, the cartoon.
Yeah, that's right. The cartoon.
I like Pete. Pete's one of our agents. He's signed up, but SecureIt Tactical Cabinetry. I like it. We may be talking about some employment for you, Pete.
SecureIt. Yeah. How could we? Well, because you've got all your spices. You drop in dropping up a Mossberg 500. You get a flamethrower for doing creme brulee. There's some humor and security and some home defense built into that. Might actually be pretty cool.
We're gonna have to bring in a consultant though. I think we're gonna need some different color bins and different material for that. So we'll talk.
Yeah. So actually, and my daughter's moving out this weekend, and she is taking all my spices with me. So I volunteer my kitchen for this. So she's got my big spice rack. So if we want to give it a shot,
we got panels. We do have panels. I'm going to try something, guys. This is something new. I'm going to bring a cabinet into the mix here, into the show. Does that show up? And does it work?
Oh, I have a delay, but I'll tell you in a second.
You know what? It doesn't give me the...
Oh, it did. I see an answer 12.
Yeah, no, but it's supposed to be an animated GIF that is an animated image.
Is it GIF or GIF?
GIF.
GIF.
GIF. Oh, I thought it was GIF.
GIF. And I just got a thumbs up from Ron. You're the best, Ron.
Well, this was going to be an animated. It shows just multiple configurations. For some reason, it doesn't work when I import it. Apparently, I'll remove it. Well, that was a test, guys. We're all about trying new things. That was a test to see if it works, and we're going to go on a limb here and say it doesn't work.
Well, it did show what I consider our coolest cabinet because I love the Answer 12. And I remember when you were going through and designing it, there was some design challenges that we had that, simple solutions. And, one was locking the left-handed door. How are we going to do it? Then I think it was you that realized, well, it doesn't, the handle can be on the inside because if they have to break into it to get to it, they're already in there. So.
No, that was a fun project. It really was. Your camera's flashing. Are you seeing that on this feed? My computer's flashing.
Mine did a couple times. It just stopped though.
I wonder if something's going on. If we're getting more. We've had power issues in this building years ago. Yeah. Remember we started running some goofies with it. Hey, one thing I wanted to just talk about real quick, and this is kind of off topic, but I was frustrated by I saw a bunch of people blowing up Elon Musk because he's a mega billionaire and trying to buy Twitter, and they're bitching about nobody should be this rich. Nobody should. Hey, you know what? We made him this rich because we all bought shares of Tesla. He happens to. I don't want to get into a piston match with a bunch of crazy liberals. There are liberals who aren't crazy, but there are some who are. But just to put it real clear, especially for the people who are go green hard, the whole Green New Deal AOC people who bitch about him, if it wasn't for Elon Musk, there would be no electric car industry. He will be the guy who's responsible for this whole world converting to electric cars. And yes, electric is coming. We've already seen a Jag is planning on being 100% electric by, is it 2026, 2028?
Oh, wow.
Porsche is planning on being 100% electric. I mean, the big sports car, high-end cars are going electric. And that's what Musk did that was unique. He knew the technology was expensive. So he made cars for the high-end market. And then he made a 4-door sedan faster than any other car made for the most part. And he made a bunch of money in tech. He had enough money to be rich the rest of his life, so live in a big house and do whatever he wants to do. But he took
spaceships.
Right. But he took his money and put it all at risk for this dream of electric cars. And he created Tesla, risking all his own capital. It was his vision, his drive, and his work getting this thing off the ground. So people bitch about him, but if you really want a green planet, if that's a big concern of yours, Elon Musk should be your best friend, because he is the guy that's going to drive this change. I mean, he's already done it. Ford, GM, Dodge and GM, I think, are going to be in trouble.
Yeah,
Ford is moving along quickly.
They're moving fast with the trucks.
They are. I'm telling you guys. And guys, I'm a gearhead. If you saw it in the shop here, I'm building a Falcon. I've got my old Corvette. I've got a little Sunbeam Tiger. We got a lot of cool old cars. And I love my V8s and my high performance 4 cylinders. We're all going to be driving electric soon. And I've driven a Tesla. It's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
It's great
cool.
technology, instant torque. I used to race cars back in the 90s, SCCA, and torque wins races, and those cars are fun to drive. So
I had a 4-door Tesla pull away from me on my motorcycle from a stoplight, like I was pulling concrete or something. And I'm on a bike. My bike isn't super fast, but usually bikes off the line will kill most cars, and that thing just was gone.
Now, I grant it, guys, we're in the weeds here, but you know what? Sometimes the coolest bugs are in the weeds. Last piece of that, my son, who's a total little gearhead, there's a company in Japan, or one of the Japanese makers, is coming out the sports car. It's electric, but it has a mode. You throw a shift. It's got a clutch. It's got a gear shift with the proper feel, and you can flip it to manual mode where the electric technology simulates you're running gear. The engine is running like you're running. It's all driven by computer. From what I understand, they are delivering a very good manual transmission performance driving scenario. So I think the best of both worlds may be out there. And there's a point where one of my cars, either the Vet or the Falcon, will be converted to an electric.
That's going to be the next industry to make a ton of money.
Is a conversion.
You come out with that conversion kit.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, vintage cars, the cool ones, the Jags, the Tigers, all those cool cars. The barrier to entry to own these cars, because a lot of people like them, you have to be a very good mechanic or have ridiculous money and somebody knows how to work on them, because these old engines are very temperamental. If you convert some of these old cars to electric, take an MG, take a old Mustang, and now you can take people who really aren't much on the way of mechanics, because your only maintenance is going to be brakes. There's no more exhaust. All the complexity typically surrounds around the engine, transmission. Old cars, that's the stuff that's a pain in the ass. Brakes are actually pretty easy. The rest of the stuff's not too bad. And you're replacing a lot of the electronics. I think you could see the market for vintage cars open up to a whole lot of people that right now wouldn't consider it, because they're not mechanics.
Well, if there's any left by then, because it'd be so old. But right now I'm daydreaming of one of those little Triumph convertibles, like the guy that has, I think it's a little white one. He's got that little convertible.
Oh, he's at TR6.
Yeah,
John. Yeah, he wants to sell it.
I don't think it's in my price range, but I would love it.
Probably 13,000. I think that's 12, 13. I don't know.
I'm selling one of my bikes, so
he's gonna want more.
Ford just did it with one of their classic pickup trucks. I think it was like a 77 or a 78. They put the battery cell in it and took the motor out. It's slick. I do that with a Shelby.
So right now, do you think?
I don't think you will.
I think right now Emily's ripping up the script that she made for us and tossing it over her shoulder, and
it's the same disapproving glance I get at least twice a day.
It is. For those of you who don't know, Emily is our. She's one of the newer misfits.
Yeah, senior communications manager.
She is she's really good.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she knows her stuff. So she comes up with a lot of the scripting, a lot of the stuff that we're supposed to do, and then
we almost followed it last week. I mean, it was a little bit.
I had it on my screen today. That's what I was.
She's sitting and looking at the screen right now. She's not saying it because she wouldn't, but she's thinking, bastards.
These three idiots.
So, guys, we're rolling along. Berto, how you doing, man? Problem is the weight of the battery. Bert, on the cars, you're correct. However, the weight of the engine in I've got a 68 Corvette with a 427. That engine weighs dramatically more than the batteries.
And the weight's all at the bottom of the
Right.
battery.
So, no, but what one of the kits I was looking at, because remember, the motors are small. The motor moves to almost the back of the transmission, middle of the car. Where the engine is, that becomes, and they take the engine block, and that becomes the battery. The other tech they can do is flatten the batteries under the cars, but I really think the engine compartment can house a battery because these old cars are designed to carry, big old V8 is, you have 600 pounds, 700 pounds of motor. How much are the batteries on a Tesla?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm actually going back to the Porsche and daydreaming about that and thinking about how they're going to balance it because they're so used to rear engine. So balance Porsche, those things are going to be unstoppable.
Well, they're doing the problem. I see people talking about hybrids. The problem with hybrids are you have the complexity of two things, the electric and piston, and that's never going to work. The beauty of electric is simplicity.
Well, the electric weighs more. You've got not just the battery, but the
he said the Model 3 weighs 4,000 pounds. Yeah. Okay, my Corvette is 40. I mean, Corvettes aren't light. That's a misnomer. The Corvettes are, in fact, the C3s are pretty damn heavy. Monster frame, monster metal in it to keep it from twisting up when all that torque kicks in. But I don't know. It's
compared to the traditional sedan, it's heavier.
Right, but what they're doing with the vintage cars, they're not worried about the 300-mile range because people are buying. You're buying a modern electric car, you're driving it every day. You need range. If you've got a vintage car, you're typically going out for a Sunday drive. You're going to a show. You're going to Cars and Coffee. You're taking the wife out to or kids out to ice. You're doing something, but it's typically 150-mile range is plenty in a vintage car because it's all. I mean, I tell you what, I've got the 68 Corvette. I've completely rebuilt it. It's fuel injected now. It's got a 5-speed. I get 23 miles to a gallon with a 427 running a Holly Sniper. I drive it to Connecticut. I do 800-mile trips on it. I got no problem. It's a comfortable car. As long as the weather's decent, I cruise all over the place in it. But big cigar, good tunes. It's not a bad way to go. I'm telling you. All right, boys and girls, we are rolling along. Anybody have any questions or things? Is anything we haven't covered today?
Oh, well, if anybody puts anything on there, but one thing I get a question on the Fastbox is people ask, will it fit? What's the best way to fit it to, I have this car. And, the thing is, we don't have all the cars memorized. We tried to make it so the Fastbox was affordable. And people come up with all sorts of different ways. One of the best I saw is a local police unit. They ended up building that diamond-plated stuff that you use, the steel they use for runners.
Right.
They made an upper box for it, put our Fastbox on it. Everything was bolted down to the back. It was a sport utility vehicle. And then they had room for their gear underneath it. Easy access to the Fastbox. One of the coolest things I've seen. But they'll fit.
It's a lot of fab. It's a lot of fab. It's tough because there are no flat spots to cars. I've seen a lot of people with 2x4s on trucks. Yeah. Just mounting 2x4s into the truck and then mounting the Fastbox to 2x4s. It does fit under the seat.
I've seen them mount to the cover over the spare tire.
Yep.
I had one customer who was upset that it wouldn't fit in his car, and he thought that we just made them far too big. I asked him what he had. It was like a big
Chevette.
No, it was one of the big Dodge Challengers or something. And I'm like, well, how much room do you have? He's like 37 inches. I'm like, wow, I have a Volkswagen, and it fits in there fine. So it really depends on your car. So make sure you do some measurements, if you're going to go that route. But most cars it'll fit. Like we tested in a Volkswagen Jetta. I think it was. We all had Volkswagens way back then when we were testing it. So
yeah, I don't. It's I know what we need to come out with for a vehicle, and we're going to come out with it. I'm not going to tip my hand, but we do. There's a project. We've got a concept in rifle storage in cars that will be once the handgun, the new handgun modular safe is launched. We're going to tackle that again with something a little bit different, but that won't be till next year, maybe year after. I don't know. It's guys. You think it's like I'm like, Ron, why is this goddamn thing done? But you know what? It just takes time. You just can't turn the switch and make, you know, from tooling, electronic, to all the stuff you got to do. There's no way to do it fast, especially nowadays where we can't even get, you know, you can't get time on machines. It's so hard to get things done.
Well, we did get him some help though, so he's got that going.
Yeah, we are hiring a
designer.
Yeah. Well, what do you call somebody that works in product development with a guy like Ron?
Ron.
You can see I'm teeing up Ron for something here.
Ron, where are you, buddy? Hey, Tom, where's your tattoo?
Oh,
yeah. You're slacking on that.
Yeah. Well, Agents of Change has had my travel schedule so difficult. Yeah, I'm behind on. I'll get it done. I will get it done.
Chris, that kind of just sounds like an excuse to me. What do you
It
think?
does. I mean, I got some chair time coming up at the end of the month. I'll find out wherever you got a couple days. When you're out in Vegas, I'll hook you up out there. We'll get you.
I was thinking
They've got guys out in Vegas that can do good work.
Oh,
The problem is finding guys who can A, do the work you want, and B, then they say, yeah, I can squeeze you in like in 4 months. You know,
yeah,
there's a good one up in Baldwinsville.
timeless.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, we have them come in, get Tom right up here on the table and go
Yeah,
live.
I can commentate.
Oh,
That'd be great.
definitely.
I'd do that.
All right, it's on.
Do you have
Tune in.
If you're doing,
I'll call right
man,
now.
if I'm sitting, can they shoot? Do you think they can do a tattoo? Do they do mobile tattoos?
Yeah, anything's possible, Tom.
Don't say that.
Anything's
if you give
possible
them a
I'm not
plug-
looking for
for the right amount of money. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I saw a video once of Henry Rollins giving a tattoo to a guy while they were bouncing around.
That was
in a
Steve-O
form-
from
yes.
Jackass,
Yeah,
and
that's
he got the
exactly-
smiley "Have a nice day" tattoo.
That's
which
exactly
And
my
for what they
point
were doing,
is,
Yeah.
that's not too bad for
No.
bouncing around in the truck. So
guys, we're in the
we're
freaking weeds.
so
Yeah.
far.
So
in.
let's
we're gonna get Tom some chair time. So again, use my email if you've got any drawings or
Yeah.
anything you'd like to see Tom get tattooed.
Yeah, guys, the idea is when I was a kid growing up, I was a guitar player, played in a lot of like metal bands and various bands back in the 80s. And my mom always said, never get a tattoo. I say, why not? She goes, well, when you're 60, it'll look awful. And I just never thought about getting a tattoo. Well, I turned 60, so I figured I might as well get a tattoo now. My mom's still alive and say, hey, Mom, look, I'm 60, and it looks freaking great. Just to wind
My
her
mom
up.
does the same thing. She's been embarrassed for 20 years.
Yeah.
25 years.
Well, it is a humorous thing. So, guys, we are coming up to wrapping things up here. Does anybody have any last-minute questions, concerns, thoughts before we go? I will be next week in I'll be in Minneapolis shooting out at a range, and then we're at 2 different ranges, I think, shooting segments for the show. And then I'm back on Saturday at some point, and then we're in Vegas the following week, I think. And then we're back, and then I'm down with Mickey Shook at down
that'll
in
be
Nashville. Down in Nashville the following week and a half after that, and then by June 3rd it'll be Savannah, Louisville, Key West, Florida, and then one other stop in Florida between middle of May and June 3rd. So you can see that it's going to be difficult getting. We'll do the best we can. If I'm out somewhere, we can figure out how to put this thing up, and everybody dials it up. It is the digital world. So
well, you trust us with it, maybe. I mean,
can we say fuck that on the show? Have we gone there yet? All right, guys. Does anybody have any last minute thoughts, questions, or concerns? Type them in right now because we're going to wrap this up and get on with our lives. You guys have anything else to share? You got the big, here's the big studio camera. We just got the wide angle.
I'd like to know when we're going to do some rifle shooting. I finally picked up a rifle I was looking for forever. So
What'd you get?
a Mossberg MVP and a 308. So
That's
Nice.
like the Ruger Scout version
it's-
of
it's like a less expensive, but the way I could mount the scope right over the action, which I couldn't on the Scout. So I have my Scout also, love it. But I also have a smaller MVP that I've loved. So I've wanted to get the bigger caliber for a long time.
Cool beans. We've got to. I've got a sight in. I've got the Stag. I've got a sight in. I've got a Savage 110 Elite that I've got a sight. They're both 6.5 Creedmoor, and I finally got everything I needed to actually. The primer is what I needed to actually build some ammo for those. And I've been in the range in a long time.
Yeah.
We got to build a range out the ranch.
Well, We got our local one. I'm probably going
Yeah,
to
I got to take some
pay my
trees
dues
out.
this weekend.
Yep.
I've been
All right,
stuck.
guys, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been our pleasure to present to you this week at SecureIt. Any last words of advice?
Well, if you're in the Northeast, go out and finally enjoy some nice weather.
Yeah.
It was 80 degrees Sunday.
Yep.
Enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm headed to Orlando on Sunday.
I'll be on my motorcycle, hopefully.
There you go.
Nice.
Have a good week, everyone. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, yeah, and change your batteries.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls.